Yo, 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 yo. What's going on, everybody? This is a Black Manga Critic here. We're back. Um, finally, going to be streaming. Going to be streaming Monster again. Now, I can't like the I didn't even look at the date of the last Monster reaction. Like it was sometime last year. I want to say early last year. Like it's been like at least a year since I've like come back to this manga, which is really ridiculous because people love Monster. They like swear by it. They're like, oh, this is one of the greatest stories of all time. Johann Liebert's amazing. Like they go hard. So it's interesting that like I just kind of put it down and did not come back to it for quite some time. But I was like, you know what? I want to bring back some of these series that weren't, like Weekly Shonen Jump series, that were just kind of like a bit different from those types of series. And I want to start reacting to those again because those series like are great. Like I love series like, I like these series are like from what I've read, it was really good. So I know I've done 2 streams, so this is part 3 of the Monster Read-A-Thon. So parts 1 and 2 are on the channel. All right, we covered 1 to 5, chapters 1 to 5 in the first part, chapters 6 to 10 in the second part. So now we're going to be doing chapters 11 to 16. We're going to finish volume 1. We're going to finish this very nice volume right here. All right. And it's going to be dope. Something tells me this is going to be a dope end to this first volume. Like I just know it's going to be like, damn, I'm going to want to keep reading. You know what I mean? So we're going to do 11 to 16 tonight. And then we're going to see if we can do other series and like start back the other readathons that I started, but I never really sort of got back to during the week. And, because like, again, I'm going to be home pretty much like until I want to say April because schools are like closed and it's going to be rough, So I was like, all right, I'm going to do some other things, make sure I'm teaching from home, that sort of stuff. But still gonna make sure I get streams because I'm gonna be home and I want to get like a schedule going again. Anyways, probably gonna do a stream at some point to just kind of talk about what I'm gonna be doing in terms of like sort of like content, which series I'm definitely going to be doing, and like just kind of set up a schedule for myself that makes sense at this moment. All right, but anyways, let's get into Monster. Let's get into Monster because I'm really looking forward to it. I really want to finish the series. I have like 3. I bought 3 volumes before, so I really want to like see if I can like, kind of get through those 3 volumes in my readathons, and kind of like get back into it. All right, see what the hype's about. All right, we're on chapter 11, y'all. All right, so just if you're here, awesome. If you're at home, which you probably are, at this point, get ready, get some popcorn, get something, read along if you want to read along. All right, and let's get it. Okay, so last we left off, we met Nina, who is, I think it's pretty clear that she's a sister of Johann Liebert, right? She can't remember anything before the age of 10. All right, there's a lot that like we don't know exactly what happened, but there are a lot of explanations that we could have for it. All right, like that there are a lot of like hypotheticals, situations, all right, scenarios, and we also see that Dr. Tenma is currently like now he's in it, right? Like he's got the like the sort of like rugged detective look. He's like moving around, he's searching for clues. He kind of looks like more of a detective than a detective. You know what I mean? Like he's got the look right now. He's like he's really in it. Dealing with this just like sort of like moral crisis at the moment. So it's very interesting to see sort of certain things. We know that Johann is like just like a genius of like the highest caliber, ridiculous, learned English and French at the age of 12, almost effortlessly. All right, likes stories of war, love, like is very invested, amused by terror. All right, so he got some issues. All right, so I'm very invested in seeing where the story takes us further. Right, well, I'm very invested in seeing where the story takes us. All right, let's get into it. Chapter 11, yo. Chapter 11. All right. Missing person article. Okay. Mara. Mara, you haven't been bathing. Yes, I have. So we're at the Heidelberg Post offices. Okay. You have not. I can smell you. You've been wearing that shirt for 3 days now. Whew, that's rough. It's got chomping. All right. You promised me we got assigned. You promised me when we got assigned to these desks. You promised to bathe at least every 2 days. Lay off, would ya? No wonder nobody wants to marry you. Oh my lord, dude, you're gross. All right. It's not my fault. How am I supposed to date when I'm slaving away here morning till night? And this guy started burping. Gross. Ugh, you're disgusting. There's a visitor in the meeting room. I'm going home. You'll have to make your own tea. A visitor? At this hour? He hasn't bathed in a while either. Smells almost as bad as you. Oh, really? And don't burn the place down with your cigarettes. Yeah. Oh, rumph. Whose fault is it I don't have time to bathe anyway? Dude, stop it. Those slackers make a break for it right at 5. You can't do real journalism on a 9 to 5 schedule. Who keeps the cogs turning at this newspaper anyway? He's getting in. Looks like he's getting some coffee. Oh, old Maurer, that's who. Or I guess maybe it's more rare. That's who. Thanks for waiting. What can I do for you? Oh, my name is Kenzo Tenma. Please help me. It's an emergency. Yes, you are rather filthy, aren't you? The police turned me away. You're my only hope. Huh? Sorry, so it seems like they've talked for a little bit. You're a doctor. You don't look like one. So, let's see if I've got this straight. The serial killer who's been knocking off middle-aged couples is going to strike in Heidelberg next. The next victims have a foster child. When she turns 20, the serial killer will come for her. When he does, he'll kill her foster parents. You have no idea who the family is or where to find them, but somehow you want to save them. No wonder the cops turned you away. You read too many mystery novels, pal. Talk about delusions of grandeur. This is no joke. Please believe me. Your story has a major flaw, bud. This mystery boy of yours was already a serial killer at the age of 10? Give me a break. You couldn't sell that story to a tabloid. I'm not asking you to run a story. After the twins ran away from my hospital, there's a 6-month void before the boy showed up in Munich. So, I think they both came to Heidelberg after fleeing the hospital. Says you. They both live... Excuse me. They both live with the couple who are now raising the sister. But the boy ran away and left the sister behind after a few months. I get the picture. You should write a novel. Not that it would sell. The couple may have reported the boy missing. It may have been in the paper. I need to go through your archives from 9 years ago. Huh? And then dude just starts walking away. Moret just starts walking away. Please help me. Their lives may depend on it. Still walking away. Please. Huh? Our president's a true Luddite. He doesn't hold with microfilm and computers and the like. Here are the archives, and here are the draft files. These here are rejected articles and reference files. Oh, thank you so much. You're welcome. I like that Japanese bowing thing. Ay. Listen, this doesn't mean I believe your cockamamie story. I just don't have the time to listen to you anymore. Look all you want. And when you've had enough, scram. Huh? Well, if that don't beat all. Please let me find it. All right. Dr. Tenma's on the case, y'all. Heidelberg University. Good morning, Nina. Good morning. Oh, good. You look better today. We couldn't believe we couldn't believe how you just fainted dead away. Gee, was the guy we set you up with that disappointing? Not at all. I just got all woozy. I rested for a day and I'm fine. I should really apologize. No, don't worry about him. Huh? We looked into it. Otto Huberman isn't your prince on a white steed, Nina. Oh? He didn't write you that email about burying you in flowers. I see. Aren't you glad? Your prince is still out there somewhere. Well, whatever. I'm over that anyway. Oh, really? Tomorrow's your birthday, isn't it? I bet deep down you're waiting for him to show up with armloads of flowers. My gift to you on your 20th birthday is this kiss, my lady. Oh, you two. You're too much. Right, now we're shifting back to Nina and her psychiatrist or therapist. Right. So the reason you fainted wasn't the man they introduced you to, but the man you spotted in the distance? Yes. What did he look like? I just glimpsed him for a brief moment. I'm not really sure. How did he seem to you? What sort of impression did he leave with you? He seemed very familiar. Oh? But that's not all. It's hard to explain, but... She's thinking now. Huh? Now she's like legit shaking as she's thinking about him. It's alright, Nina. You don't have to talk about it. Pure evil. Huh? It's hard to explain, but it was just like those nightmares I had. A feeling of pure evil. Pure evil. That's the realm of theology. I'm just a psychiatrist, Nina, not a theologian. Well, I'm not a churchgoer either, but I'll figure it out if I see him again. And if you do, you think you might recall the lost memories of your first 10 years? Is that it, Nina? Yes. I suppose that's one approach. Doctor? But I don't think you should put pressure on yourself. Don't let it burden you. Focus on the future. You're all right. You have a wonderful mother and father. You're well on your way to a career as a public prosecutor. Perhaps you just need to sweat it out in Aikido practice and forget these anxieties. I feel like that guy gonna end up dead. I feel like he gonna end up dead. Yes. All right, we're back to the Heidelberg post offices. Okay. Ugh. Did you spend the night here again, More? Yes. Did you get that article done? I left it on your desk. Have a look when you get the chance. It better not be like the last one, that's all. Don't make me rewrite it, okay? By the way, you're the one who let that guy into the archive room, aren't you? What guy? When I asked who he was just now, he said you let him in. He's still in there? He's scouring the archives like a man possessed. It's pretty creepy. Damn it. Hey, pal, give it a rest already. Huh? Oh, okay, he fainted. Hey, you okay? Man, he been going at it. Okay. Here, eat up. Thanks. It's true what they say about doctors having poor health habits. You haven't eaten or rested in days, huh? Go on. You can't work if you don't eat. Right. Tasty, right? I always have breakfast here. Ah, very nice. Okay. I'm not watching anime now. I think most of y'all know, I just prefer manga. What's up, Havoc? I just prefer manga to anime. So that's just me. So if it's like a mystery, especially if it's like a mystery or something, if there's only an anime, then there's only an anime and I can't do anything about that. But if there's a manga version, I'm gonna go with the manga version. That's just me. All right, tasty, right? I always have breakfast here. Don't you ever go home? Who's got time to go home? What about your family? No family. Wife left me. Oh? I was always busy with work. One day, she took our daughter and went home to her parents. Dang. It's like unhealthy doctors. We journalists get caught up in other people's problems and ignore our own. You're not married, I take it. Yes. Don't ever have a family. You're better off alone. At least you've got your freedom. Oh yeah. Says a guy who does not bathe. Aren't you gonna go after your wife? What? For crying out loud, she's the one who left. Why should I go after her? Well, you seem to regret neglecting your family for your job. Huh, you've got to be kidding. A man's job is everything. If his wife doesn't understand that, who needs her? Sorry, it's none of my business. Damn right. One more thing. Yes? You smoke too much. As a doctor, I must advise you to cut back. Yo, still the doctor. Ever the doctor. Didn't I tell you to mind your own business? Yeesh, you sound just like my wife. Sounds like your wife was concerned about you. What do you know? All right, and then we shift back to Nina's parents. Is that Nina's birthday gift? Yes, I just finished it. Remember when her sweaters were just little bitty things? Are you really gonna tell her, dear? On her 20th birthday, on her 20th birthday, that she's not our real daughter? Couldn't we just go on like this? Perhaps you're right. Perhaps we don't need to tell her. Nina is our real daughter. I'm home. Welcome back. Oh, I'm starved. Focus on the future. Perhaps Dr. Geitel is right. To Nina, from subject, nothing. No, we don't know who it's from. We don't know what the subject is. Just a creepy email. I'll be waiting for you on your birthday tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock at Heidelberg Castle. Ooh. The gothic of it, though. The gothic nature of it, though. Like, I'm gonna meet you at a castle. Creepy. At 7 o'clock tomorrow evening. Oh my goodness. I'll be waiting for you on your birthday tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock at Heidelberg Castle. Tomorrow at Heidelberg Castle. Damn it to hell. Alright, so now we're back with Marder and Dr. Kenma. Damn it to hell. I can't believe I wasted 2 valuable days sifting through this crap with you. When are you gonna give up? I still don't believe your story, you know. I'm just playing along to prove you wrong so you'll get lost. Hey, doctor. You really think, if I went after my wife, do you think she'd come home? Yes, if you quit smoking. Oh, what is it? Found it. What? Missing boy, age 11, possible kidnapping, but no ransom note or contact from kidnappers. The report was filed by the Fortners at 16 Neckar Strasse in October 1986. I'll be damned. Now that's a coincidence. Well, the file should be in here then. Okay. Here it is. Uh-oh. What is it? You said the murderer would come after his sister when she turns 20? And the kids were twins, right? Well, if the boy in the article really is her, if the boy in the article is really her twin, his birthday's on this document. The twin's birthday is today. Ooh. Yo, and then now we shift. So that was the end of chapter 11. I'm gonna move on to 12. I like it. Okay. Hello, Papa? Yes, it's me. Yes, I just finished work. I'm going to meet a friend, and I'll be home after that. Yes, at Heidelberg Castle. All right, don't be long now. Your mother's all ready to celebrate your birthday. Was that Nina? Yes, she's going to see a friend and then come home. Wonder who this friend of hers is. Well, she's a grown woman after all. Yeah, but also, like, you don't even know who the person is, and you're gonna go to, like, a random you're gonna go to a castle at 7, like, in the 7 in the evening? What are you doing? I'll be waiting for you on your birthday tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock at Heidelberg Castle. Maybe I'll finally get some answers. Maybe I'll recover my early memories. Focus on the future. But I want to know who I really am. Chapter 12 is entitled Birthday of Terror. Oh boy. So when we get to... Alright, so now we shift back to Dr. Tenma and Marder. Okay. So when we get to the Fortners, if your theory is right and the girl's there, then what? then they're in great danger. We'll call the police and ask for protection. You really think the cops are gonna move based on your crazy ramblings? Nothing's happened yet. When something happens, it'll be too late. Yeah. Nothing's gonna happen. We're not gonna find the girl. This is madness. You wanna know what makes me so sure, Doc? Those serial murders. I covered the crime scene in Cologne myself. It was brutal. I've seen plenty murder scenes. Unless it's Cologne. I don't know if they pronounce it Cologne or Cologne. I'm not sure. Robberies. It was brutal. I've seen plenty of murder scenes in my day. Robberies, grudges, domestic violence, stuff that would turn your stomach. But this one was different. There was no sense of any purpose, no goal, no resentment, just 2 lives terminated. When you've been in the game as long as I have, you just know. Your theory's way off, pal. You're telling me the murderer was a 12-year-old kid? You really think a kid could slaughter people like that with no trace of emotion? That was no kid. This is something bigger. Like what? Yeah, like what? You know something? It's been driving me nuts. I've been in this trade a long time, and I take pride in my powers of expression. But I can't find the words to describe what I saw. If I had to say, it sounds trite, but it was the work of the devil. Huh? No, that ain't it either. That ain't it either. Damn, see? I can't find the right words. But I can tell you one thing. Huh? If I ever saw the guy, I'd kill him without a moment's hesitation. Wow. Brett said he gotta go. You gotta go. A guy who does things like that has no business roaming around. Superhero journalist Morer puts his life on the line to halt the evil foe. Anyway, don't worry. Your theory's all wet anyway. Right. And we're shifting to the Fortners. Okay. This is 16 Nectar Strasse. Good evening. Sorry to disturb you at this hour. Yes? Who is it? We made it in time. Pardon me, sir. My name's Morer, from the Heidelberg Post. A journalist? What's this about? Mind if I ask you a few questions about the boy you reported missing in 1986? We're through with that. They slammed the door. Please, just a few questions. Do you have a young girl living with you, the twin sister of the lost boy? Please talk to me. Uh-oh. What? A cake. The wife made a birthday cake. You took in the twins 9 years ago, didn't you? Is the girl still living with you? Please, go away. We've raised Nina as our own daughter. The 3 of us are a happy family. We don't want to be disturbed. Please leave us alone. You took in a pair of twins 9 years ago. The boy had a scar from a head operation. The girl was suffering from amnesia. After a few months, the boy disappeared. Isn't that right? Please open the door. I need to talk to your daughter. Fortner, we must contact the police immediately. Your daughter's life is in danger. Come on. Morer. What's this all about? We need to speak with your daughter. Our daughter isn't home. Where is she? She went to meet a friend at Heidelberg Castle. I need the car. Wait, let's call the police first. There's no time to explain this to the police. Give me the keys. Fine. I'll stay here and make the call. Thanks. Hey, Doc. Huh? Be careful. Like I said, we're dealing with a real psycho. Don't get yourself killed. Morer. Promise me you'll come back alive. And I'll promise I'll quit smoking. Just like my quack doctor told me to. Your wife will be pleased. Now, how do we explain this to the cops? Our daughter? Is she safe? What's going on? It's okay. I need to use your phone. What's going on with our daughter? Calm down, would you? Yeah, I mean, like, that's the word. I hate it. I hate when, like, law enforcement will tell people to calm down, even if they just told them, like, something intense is going on. And, like, if their significant other is going to be in danger, I'm like, yo, they're not going to calm down. You know? All right. Huh? I don't believe this. Your line's been cut. Ooh, this dude is on it. He on it. Oh my goodness. Ooh. Yo. Look at this gothic looking castle though. I can't, man. This looks like something straight out of like a gothic novel. Straight up. Or like a movie based off a gothic novel. Right. All right, somebody's this is a gardener. All right, snip snip. Okay. Guess I've been stood up. What a rotten prank. Well, mom and dad are waiting. I better get home. No. Huh? You're supposed to wait here. Who are you? Yo. It's so interesting because like I love like little things like that with with the paneling when you see like a close up of something that like is seemingly insignificant, but it sort of like signals that whatever that panel is connected to is more significant than we initially believe. Like this dude who's just like gardening and like snipping like the stems and stuff, and of course this person is dangerous, right? Huh? You're supposed to wait here. Who are you? Uh-oh. Anna, please be okay, Anna. Those are my orders. Woo! Yo, I'm supposed to have you wait here. Oh my goodness. Yo, the one thing that Urasawa is very good at is like characters who just look super like they have the creepiest stares though. Like when you see an Urasawa character who's dangerous, like you immediately know that they're dangerous, and it's because like they just have a stare that like pierces you. Like you're just like, oh my goodness, run! You know what I mean? Like that's what that's one thing he's very good at. He's very good at that. Huh? I told you to stop. Didn't you hear me? I said stop. Anna. Anna. Mm-hmm. Instead of Nina, Anna, right? Like I mentioned this in the stream when I heard her name the first time. I was like, oh, this is definitely Anna, right? Because like it was Nina. It was like way too close. 2 N's, 2 A. You know what I mean? Like it was like 2 N's and an A, and then there was like one other vowel that wasn't an A, but it was an I. It's just like stuff like that is done like all throughout literature. I remember thinking about like Kafka and the main character and the metamorphosis. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. You know, like Samsa, and like that's why related to Kafka, and it's a similar sort of. You know, like the linguistics of it all, you know, stuff like that. That happens all the time. Okay, Anna. I mean, are you Nina Fortner? Yeah. Who are you? Don't you remember me? I'm Dr. Tenma. Yo, I made it in time. I'm so glad you're okay. Anna, Dr. Tenma. Come on, let's get you home. Are you my prince on a white steed? Huh? Who are you? Go away. Don't interfere. Huh? She's supposed to wait here. If she goes, I don't get paid. Ooh, he trying. He really trying with the little clippers. Yo, trying to stab her at the time. I was like, whoop, 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 whoop. All right. He said all I had to do was keep watch. He said nobody would come. Damn it. Yo. Oh snap. Yo. Okay. Arm. Boom. Boom. Okay. Nina with the Aikido with the Aikido skills. Yo. Let's go. Yo. What? Are you okay? Yes, that was a surprise. I do Aikido. Quick, give me something to tie him with. Right. Here. Who hired you? I don't know. When did he say he'd be here? I don't know. He said he had something to do, something important first. Oh, he said he had to do something important first. Huh? Your family. Huh? We've got to get back to your family. What's going on? I'll explain later. We have to hurry, Anna. Anna? Hurry! Ugh. I can't get free. Uh-oh. Yo, as they left, Lieber came. Yo, Johann Lieber. I know that's gotta be Johann Lieber. Somebody else that he sent to kill this dude. Ay! Yo, he dead. He dead. It's a wrap. It's over for this man. Oh my goodness. Dr. Tenma, who are you? My name isn't Anna. It's Nina. When you were brought to my hospital, you were called Anna. Your brother was called Johann. My brother? Dr. Tenma, Anna, Johann. Dr. Tenma, Anna, Johann. Johann. Oh boy. And Frau Fortner. Morer. Please be alright. Woo, moving on to chapter 13. We're moving on to chapter 13, y'all. Oh my goodness. I already got my tea. I had like some water, but I had to let my tea cool down. So that's got some tea, got some good manga. Yeah, it is what it is. It is. Yo, let's go. All right, put that right here. All right, got some nice apple rose hip raspberry ripple tea. Very nice, very nice. English tea shop, y'all. Shouts out to the Pusheen mug too. All right. House of Sorrow is the title of chapter 13. Okay. Ed Fortner. It's Dr. Tenma. Ed Morer. Ed Morer. I found Anna. I mean, Nina. She's safe and sound. Ooh. Yo, I'll stay here and make the call. It doesn't look like the police came. Yo, they all dead. They all dead. Or they're not dead yet, and it's just going to be like some like really messed up like stuff that's coming. Oh, no. Ooh, yo. No. So I'm about to open the door. Wow, that's such good paneling. Wow. That's really well done. That's really well done. Yo, just blood everywhere. The cake on the floor. Oh my goodness, bruh. They just dead, y'all. They just dead. Wow, he tried to do everything. He checked the pulse, tried to do CPR, check their eyes to see if they're like their eyes were dilated. Wow, they're dead. He said, breathe. Please, come back. Please come back. Please. I'm begging you. Hermore, your cigarettes. You love these. Wow. Hermore. I tried to kill him. Kill. He was supposed to die. Wow, she's having like a legit, like just like a whole like a breakdown, just like a mental breakdown right now. Oh my goodness. And now she's just like, wow, yo. I brought him back. The phone line's been cut. Ooh, Lord. We better get out of here. Someone's coming. Someone's after you. Yo. Are you alright? Huh? Yo. He set this up. He set it up, bruh. Police. We got a call. Excuse us. We need to have a look around. Yeah. Good God. What a mess. Are you both okay? You're not hurt? Well, that's good. We'll have reinforcements here soon. We'll leave them to secure the crime scene while we get more details from you back at the station. Is she the daughter of the victims? I'm sorry for your loss. Wow. So, you didn't witness the attack? Never expected this kind of thing in such a peaceful little town. Where are you from? China? No, I'm from Japan. My name's Tenma. Oh, Japanese. Japanese, huh? Thousands of miles from your home and something like this happens? I... Calm down now. You're safe now. Man, she's not safe. What are you talking about? Did you not just see the slaughter? Like, this just like all the folks dead in her home? What are you on, sir? Do you even believe that yourself? Where are we going? Police station. But the Heidelberg police station is downtown. Yeah. Yo, I told you. Like, what did I say, right? It's like, you know, that's why I was like, ooh, that's why I did that when the cops were asking them questions. I was like, yo, they have them stairs, man. Ura sa. When he draws them stairs, though, when the dead eyes. Yo, anytime you see a character with dead eyes, just immediately like, nah. Immediately you gotta be like, nah. Yo. Oh my goodness. And the shadows of the dudes, right? Oh, come on, like that's suspect. They suspect. All right, I love it. The paneling. There are so many good panel moments, and again, Urasawa is very good at panels as well. Like the best manga are phenomenal at panels. Phenomenal. You know, it's just one of the things that makes them them. You know? Oh my goodness. All right, let's keep moving. Yo, let's keep moving. Yo, they said they get a call, but who called them? Mm-hmm. Anytime you see like this is something you see in so many different kinds of movies. When you see them dudes, them tough guys, and they come through and they're like, "Yo, we got a call." You know, they suspect. You know, like they're working for somebody. They're like muscle. You know what I mean? Oh my goodness. The phone line was cut. The siren wasn't on when they pulled up. Is it normal to leave the scene of a crime with the primary witnesses without even securing the site before reinforcements arrive? Come on, yo, let's go. Dr. Tenma. He been reading those books. He been watching those movies. He got this. Oh, God. Don't tell me these men. Yep. Their badges looked real. Yo, he spotted the blood on... Yo, he spotted the blood, though. Blood. Yo. Remember what I said about the blood? Not the blood, but remember what I said about that dude, right? Like the guy who ended up dead? The gardener? Right? He was just like, I'm gardening. Somebody went over to kill him. It wasn't Johan. Wasn't Johan. All right. Wasn't him. He probably hasn't killed anybody. He probably hasn't done anything. Honestly, like I feel like by the time we end Monster, by the time we end Monster, he probably hasn't killed anybody like actively, like with his own hands. You know what I mean? And that's in that way. And obviously there are like sort of like questions about what that means and how we're supposed to read into that and all of that. Ultimately, like he's still a piece of garbage, right? But these are kind of things that sort of lead to particular questions when it comes to sort of like the laws and the legalities of certain things and how to try a particular individual and the evidence that you need to try individuals that are sort of like puppet masters, right? When it comes to certain crimes. Oh man! All right. Excuse me, huh? A vehicle inspection. Thank God. We're looking for the driver of a hit and run. Thanks for your cooperation. Detectives Messner and Muller. Hello, huh? Hello, officer. Yo, are you two headed back to the station? What's going on? Yo, new squad car? Looks great. They never last long. We're pretty rough on them. Huh? Excuse me. Huh? She's not feeling well. Mind if we get a little fresh air? Sure, go right ahead. What did those two do? Oh no, this isn't an arrest. What's going on? Those were real police detectives? But what about the blood? Who called them? Why wasn't their siren on? What do I do? What now? What do I do? Everything all right, Dr. Tenma? Huh? How? How did you know? I didn't tell you my name or that I'm a doctor. How did you know? Yo, look at those stairs. Yo. It's the Urasawa stairs, bro. Yo, they ran after them? And then, he just jumped off the bridge with her. Man, he's like, I'm out of here. Wow. Huh? Wow. Man, this man, Johann Lieber got the cops working for him, man. Moving on to chapter 14, y'all. Chapter 14. There was a shop nearby. I got us some dry clothes. So they're like in like an abandoned cabin or something. I got bread, sausages, and cheese, and a thermos of hot coffee. You probably don't feel like it, but you should try to eat. Here, you better get some dry things on before you get chilled. This is wild, yo. So many dead people. Huh? My brother and I walked among them. It was like he and I were the only people in the world. Where was this? Do you remember? When we crossed the border, that man and woman helped us. They were so good to us. My brother said he had a plan. Soon after that, they were dead. For some reason, the people who cared for us always wound up dead. That was the day I finally figured out why. That rainy day. The day the Lieberts were murdered. The day the Lieberts were murdered? My brother shot them. It was him. He was the one who killed them all. So I picked up the gun and aimed it at my brother. He looked at me and laughed and said, "After you shoot me, throw the gun out the window. Get me right in the head." Yo, this dude is wild, man. What? And I did it. I shot him right in the head. Yo, but why did you save him? If you hadn't saved him, my father and mother would still be alive. Why did you save him? You wait here. I'll go to the police. If those detectives last night were real cops, then Johann has connections in the police force. But we can't stay out here forever. Listen to me, Nina. Johann wants to take you away. If anyone comes for you, I want you to hide. Whew, that's rough. Rough is like an understatement. Have some food and some hot coffee, and try to get some sleep. That's how people keep going. You're still alive. You've got to keep moving forward. Think about the future. Okay, now we shift, and Dr. Tenma is on the case once again. Did the perp leave any clues? Is this connected? Is this connected to the string of murders of middle-aged couples throughout Germany? What was the relationship between the Fortners and Adam Maurer, the journalist? The Heidelberg Police Department is doing everything in its power to solve the case. I'm afraid we can't reveal any details just yet. We understand the Fortners had a daughter. Where is she? We're in the process of determining that. What was Maurer doing at the house? We're trying to find that out too. Why not ask the Heidelberg Post? Yeah, he works for you. What can you tell us? Well, we don't know. Just before that incident, he was researching something with a Japanese fellow. Japanese? Sounds suspicious. What was his name? We don't know. What about the murder? What about the murder at Heidelberg Castle? that took place right at the same time. Was it the same perp? He was killed too? We'll let you know when we know more. Has the victim of the Heidelberg Castle murder been identified? How are we supposed to write our articles? Please let me through. Wait. Pardon me. Excuse me. Good day, sir. Thank you for coming in from Mannheim to help. Detectives Messner and Muller. Don't mention it. We're glad to be of service. These are the scumbags. Scumbags! The men from last night. How's the investigation coming along? Let's step inside and we'll fill you in. Yo. They're real. They're real cops. Yo. He's like, yo, they're real cops. What do I do? Heidelberg Post. May I help you? All right, so someone's calling. Now what? Okay. Heidelberg Post. May I help you? Excuse me? I can't quite hear you. The editorial department's in total chaos. I'd like to speak with you about the murder of Ed Morer yesterday. Huh? Who is it anyway? This better not be a prank. We've had too many of those already today. Find me the Japanese guy who was with Morer. He knows something. Hey, could you keep it down? I'm on the phone. Hello? Yes? What's this about? I'm going to deliver an important witness to you. Whatever you do, don't contact the police. Is this for real? It better not be some kind of joke. If I can't go to the cops, the newspaper's my only hope. They're the only ones who can protect Nina. I don't know about that. All right, he's got a paper, and in the paper it shows that Morer is dead. Okay, and now we shift to the police department. Jeez, we just don't have enough analysts in the crime lab. Oh? Sir, you can't come in without permission. Besides, so someone like went into one of their offices, I guess, without permission. Besides, the BKA is investigating the serial homicides, right? All we've got is the file on the murder all we've got is the file on the murder at the castle. Pardon, hey, this guy, the detective, hey, pardon me, I was just curious. Inspector Lunge. This wasn't the same purpose your case. The murders were almost simultaneous. It's more than a 20-minute drive from the Fortner residence to the castle. Is that so? Looks like this man's hands were bound. Did you find a cord of some sort? No, he was untied when we got to him. Really? Nina, it's me. It's Tenma. Nina? You can come out now, Nina. Huh? Nina! Nina! No! Nina! Oh boy. Heidelberg Castle. Detective Lunge is on the case. He's on the case, yo. He's looking around, looking through the like grass and I guess foliage, and he's like, Eureka! And he found he found Tenma's tie. All right, Nina, he got her. I should never have left her alone. Ugh. Huh? Oh wow, what is this, like two sandwiches? Wow. Dr. Tenma. Oh, she left like the sandwiches. She like made him sandwiches, I guess. Dr. Tenma, it wasn't your fault. You were just doing your job as a doctor. It wasn't your fault. Eat these sandwiches. Get some rest. I wouldn't even touch those sandwiches. Like, this man poisoned candy. I'm not touching those sandwiches ever. I'm like kicking them like onto the ground and stomping them like, and just like, I'm not touching them with anything. Like, I'm throwing on my shoes. Then I'm taking off the shoes. Then I'm like making some like makeshift shoes out of like my clothes, and then I'm getting the hell out of there. That's what I'm doing. Live your life. Save as many people as you can. Why is he eating a sandwich, bruh? This man poisoned candy. Why are you eating a sandwich? All right, Nina, what are you going to do? Are you gonna try to kill him again? Mm, I I brought him back to life. I brought that monster back to life. There are several blood vessels in the arteriovenous malformation, severing all the inflowing veins, repairing the outflowing veins. Nidus removal complete. Incredible work. Dr. Tenma obviously didn't lose any of his genius over his long hiatus. Ooh, we're on chapter 15 now. It's over. Excuse me? Oh, nothing. Chapter 15 is entitled Pursued. We had some color pages, some really beautiful color pages. All right, so we shift. I have no idea who this is. All right, this person is like fainted. They're like drunk. Oh, that's his like the wife. Wait, sir. Madame is resting. I won't be long. Just a few moments. Sir, I'm afraid I must ask you to make an appointment in advance. Ugh, what a racket. I'm terribly sorry, madame. It's an inspector from the BKA. Inspector? Long time no see, Frau Eva Heinemann. Who are you? Inspector Lunge of the BKA. We met 9 years ago during the investigation of your father's death. Lunge. Oh. You may be excused, Roberto. Yes, madam. So you're the worthless sleuth who completely failed to solve that case? What do you want now? I'm impressed that you've managed to maintain such a luxurious residence after your father's demise. Why, it seems more lavish than ever. So you came to witness how rich I've gotten through my inheritance and divorces? As you can see, I'm quite comfortable. See? Something you like? See something you like? Take it. Take it with you. Heh. As long as I have my booze, I'll be fine. Ooh, she got drunk. All right. There's something I'd like to show. There's something I'd like to show you. This necktie. A necktie? Do you recognize it? Perhaps you don't remember. It's 9 years old. It's a simple design, but the weave is actually very sophisticated. It's very high quality. And it wasn't easy to track down. A 9-year-old necktie, you know. Fortunately, it was a limited edition product made only for the shop's best clients. Your name was on the customer list. So, did you purchase this necktie as a gift for someone? It could be the key to a murder investigation. Murder? Search me. I brought piles of gifts for men. How should I know? They're always just after my money, of course. Try to remember. I already told you, I have no idea. Every man I ever had was after my money. They never really loved me. Wait, none of them really loved me. But I squeezed them for every drop of alimony they were worth. 3 times, no less. I had the last laugh. Oh, Lord. What about you? What do you want? Just name it. You'll pay for it in the end. I'll come back another time to see if you've remembered anything. Next time I'll bring me a little bottle of something when you come. Yep, you spotted it. Excuse me. Wow. She went right back to drinking and faint, and then she looked at the photo and it's just like, ugh. Hey, I mean, you're trash. Trash. There's a lot of trash people in this manga. She's one of them. Eisler Memorial Hospital, Dusseldorf. Hello there, Herr Hesse. You look well. Your color is good. Perhaps you'll be able to go home before the week's out. Thank you, Dr. Temma. My daughter's wedding is next week. Do you think I'll be able to attend? You'll be fine. Just don't go too wild at the reception. Thank you. I would have given up Dr. Tenma if it weren't for you. You've been a real trooper, Ed Hesse. Why, with your help, I might live to see my grandchildren married. You're a true doctor. Please don't ever leave this hospital. Tenma cleaned himself up. You got a nice shave. Got a nice shave. Clean shaven. Oh, Dr. Tenma, there's someone here to see you. I'm making my rounds. Could you ask them to come back later? But sir, it's been quite a while, Kenzo. Yes. You look a bit worn out. I'm alright. I hear you took an extended vacation. Well, it's good to get rest it's good to get some rest sometimes. You're such a workaholic. You look like you've lost weight too. I've been through a lot. Perhaps you've heard? Yes. It's spring. Do you remember that spring 10 years ago? We used to go on long drives together. We were so young, you and I. You tried to swim in the river, and I had to stop you. Eva, I'm sorry, but I don't have time for this. Yo, he said, curve. He did the Jamie Foxx, right? He was like, he did the Jamie Foxx, yo. It's like, get out of here. I ain't got no time for this. No time. No time at all. Wait. I want to start over. I realized it after my third marriage failed. You were the only one who ever really loved me, Kenzo. I'm sorry. Woo. Kenzo. Please, Kenzo. I'm flattered, but I'm afraid I can't. Goodbye, Eva. Wait, Kenzo. I protected you. A detective came and asked me about your necktie. You're in some kind of trouble, aren't you? That was the necktie I gave you. I'll keep quiet about it if you do what I say. Yo, it's so funny, man. She's like, oh, I'm done. I'm an alcoholic. I don't know what to do. You know, and now it's like, I'm Kenzo. I need you, Kenzo. You know, and then like, you know, it's like she's working real hard to convince him that like she's changed and I want to start over, But now she's like, oh, I'm gonna try to blackmail you. Like, I protected you. You got to do what you got to do for me. I'm like, get out of here. She's so garbage. Oh my goodness. Just trash, yo. Ugh. I'll keep quiet about it if you do what I say. Wow. There's something I have to do. Yo. She is upset, yo. She's like, I can't. She's like, this is the one dude that actually loved me, but also this is the one dude that I just could not. I couldn't control. I couldn't manipulate him. I couldn't make him, do what I wanted to do because of my selfish like desires and stuff. Like, yo, she is upset. Irate. That's the word I love that word. Irate. It's such a good word. All right. Because that is what Eva is, right? That's what she is. She's upset. Irate. All right. I'll tell them everything. I'll tell the police it was your necktie. I'll tell them everything. I'll tell them you killed my father 9 years ago. Oh my god. She's just yelling now, yo. She's just yelling, yo, in the hospital. Just out of pocket, out of control, yo. Oh my goodness. You killed them all. Out of her mind. And she's lost it. She's like, oh god, no. Like, yo. She probably drunk too. Dusseldorf police station. All right, so we're shifting now. All the people are like, what is going on here? All the folks in the hospital, all the employees are like, what is she doing? All right, Dusseldorf police station. I see. Bring Dr. Tenma in as a material witness. But sir, there isn't enough evidence to pin him to the Fortner and Moret case. I'm talking about the Heidelberg Castle murder. Oh, right. Thank you for your cooperation. This may help us solve a number of cases all at once. Woo, she's terrible. Eisler Memorial Hospital, Dusseldorf, Germany. You're resigning? What's this all about, Dr. Tenma? I'm terribly sorry to let you down, Director. I know there have been strange rumors circulating about you, but I put absolutely no stock in them. Won't you reconsider? Hey, wait! Dr. Tenma! Hello? Hello? Yes, speaking. What? The police? Dr. Tenma suspected of murder? Oh my god. Seal off all the exits. Don't forget the back doors. Yes, sir. Where's Dr. Tenma? Don't just stand there. Find him. But Inspector. Yo, that's dope. This reminds me of like the Spider-Man scene, right? Where in the first Spider-Man, where no, well, it happened in both Spider-Man, right? It happened in Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2, where folks were like, right, where like New York City citizens were like, "Yo, we love you, Spider-Man. We got you. We got your back." You know what I mean? Like as a villain was like trying to like beat the crap out of Spider-Man, right? Like New Yorkers is just like, nah. You're not gonna mess with my homie. I got this. I got him. You know what I mean? And like right now, like Dr. Tenma is getting that support from all the people that he's helped. That's awesome. Like they're paying it forward. I love it. You love to see stuff like this. What's all this? Get out of the way. You're obstructing justice. Dr. Tenma's no murderer. That's right. We owe him our lives. Dr. Tenma's innocent. Go home. Yes, go away. Go home. Go away. Get lost. Go home. Jeez, what a commotion. There's a whole sea of cop cars, Dr. Tenma. Oh, is there? I wonder what's going on. Just let me off at the station, please. Sure, Dr. Tenma. We know how busy you are. 5 months later. Looks like we're in for a scorcher today. Aren't you hot dressed like that in this heat? Hey, looks like your paper's 3 days old, pal. I hear another middle-aged couple got iced in Verdun. They say the killer's a doctor. Hey, ain't that where you said you're going? You know somebody in Verdun? Yo, yeah. What? I'm not sure I'll find him, but I have to try, man. Johann Liebert though, he just won't leave this man alone. He is terrible, man. And this is the thing, right? It's like people that take care of him end up dead. And I don't think Dr. Tenma is, he's not exempt from that, right? From that MO of Liebert's murders. But it's interesting that he's like keeping him alive for this long. Like, I mean, like, because if he wanted Dr. Tenma dead, he'd be dead, right? Like, he'd be dead. Like, we gotta understand this, all right? But there's definitely a reason why he's keeping him alive. We don't necessarily know. For those of us like right who haven't read read Monster before, or reading it for the first time, and are at this point. But it's interesting like to think about like why is he keeping him alive? Like, what is the purpose here? You know what I mean? Is he like trying to sort of like prolong Dr. Tenma's terror or whatever, or is he trying to like sort of like build everything up to a particular moment of terror? That he's sort of gonna like sort of that'll stay with him, or is he gonna like or is he gonna have that moment where he sees Dr. Tenma sort of deal with that terror, but then Liebert will like have someone murder him or something or whatever. It's interesting. I don't know. I don't know what's coming. All right, last chapter of the volume, y'all. All right, and then we're done with the stream. Okay. Gleason Gleason Police Station, Germany. You cut your teeth in the French Foreign Legion. All right. After going freelance, you fought in Nicaragua in 1979, and aided the anti-government guerrillas in Afghanistan from 81 to 84. In 87, you played a key role in the Mossad's secret campaign to eliminate Islamist radicals. Quite an impressive resume. Ed Hugo Bernhardt. Old soldier and young girl. Okay. With a mercenary of your experience as the instructor, I imagine the graduates of your training program were extremely competent. Wish I could send our young recruits to you to get toughened up. Sir, It's okay. Aoife, you're fine. Don't worry about it. My cat is so loud. Y'all like, yeah, y'all heard me. Probably heard Mina earlier in the in the stream, just chirping. All right, and Aoife is very loud. Like if she feels like she's about to be like fed or something like that or whatever, and you start petting her, she's gonna be loud for like a legit 10 minutes straight. All right. Okay. All right. Sir. Okay. Was this man a star pupil? I understand he came to your training facility 5 months ago. Hey, is it Tenma? Is it Tenma? Yes. Tenma said I'm in that training. Let's go. All right. He's like, I can't survive unless I can defend myself. Right? Like when that guy came at him with he came with some little clippers. That dude with the dead eye stare came at Tenma with clippers, and Tenma was like, I can't stop it. Right? And Nina had to be like, all right, let's whip up the Aikido. Let's go. Get out of here. Tie him up. You know what I mean? So he had to learn some skills. All right. He's said to be a genius with a scalpel. How did he fare with a firearm? I can't disclose information about my students. Is that so? Okay. Yo, they're just staring at each other. All right, 5 months earlier. Hey. Did you ever learn to shoot? No. So you're self-taught then? No. I've never shot a gun. Not once? Never. I know I'm asking a lot, but you're my only hope. No matter. I always have my students start over from scratch anyway. Still. I've never had anyone who'd never shot a gun before. Huh? Your jump rope. This is how everyone here starts, experienced or not. Like her. Yo, just who is this little girl? Yo. Don't just stand there. Get started. Yes, sir. Faster. Even faster. Oops. Yo, she chilling. Watch your balance. She chilling. She just jumping around like, I got this. I've been here for a while. Faster, I said. Yep, you done. I can't seem to keep up with you. Do you always oversee the new trainees like this? Yo, she not saying nothing. Okay. You can quit glaring at me. I'll get back to work. A brambling. Perhaps she's out finding food for her chicks. Back jump open. Alright, now they're eating dinner. Too tired to eat? I guess. Meals are a part of your training, so eat up. Yes, sir. Is she your daughter? Or granddaughter? Nope. I shot and killed her mother. Right in front of her. Bruh. What? Yeah. I ran into a shack in the jungle in Myanmar. And there they were. Her mother was pointing a gun straight at me. If I had waited another moment, I would have been dead. So I brought the child back with me. Huh? The whole time she's been with me, she's never once smiled. She'll probably hate me till the day she dies. Yeah, I don't think so. She's probably training to. She probably wants you to train her so she can kill you. That's what's going on here. I think that's what it is for me. You know what I mean? It's like you see this in other like narratives where they're like where people like are like I'm gonna like the enemy of my like no, it's not that. That's not that it's here. But it's more like sort of making like a deal with like sort of like the devil to get what you want. And she's like, all right, I'm gonna let this guy train me. Like even though I hate his guts, but when I get strong enough, I'm killing him. You know what I mean? Like that. I think that's what's happening here. All right, that's what happens when you pack a gun. If you don't like the sound of that, stay away from guns. Oh, he just heard a gunshot, I guess. Yo, he's running. He's running. Found the girl. Sure smells good out here. Huh? It's the Daphne. Ah, the Daphne tree. It's like when It's from the Daphne Apollo myth, right? Okay. Oh, he tripped. Oh, she helped him up. Oh, thank you. Ready? Bang, bang, 2 shots. Whenever you shoot, you always fire twice. Do that, and your chances of killing your target skyrocket. If you can't do that, you're dead. Ooh, he's shaking. Okay, he shot. All right. Boom. What's this? You always cook for me, so I thought I'd make you some Japanese food for a change. It's called nikujaga. Sorry, nikujaga. I hope you like it. Chopsticks. I carved them myself. You can't experience Japanese food without chopsticks. Hey, wow, you're great with chopsticks. Okay, so he can't hold it with his he can't hold he don't know how to use chopsticks. He's struggling. He's struggling. The key is like not to like hold whatever it is that you're holding so hard. Like I think like like I think a lot of people are like used to like you know like they were like it's weird. Like it's like it takes a certain amount of time. It doesn't take very long if you just like use the chopsticks often. It doesn't take a long time to like get the gist of them, depending on you know how often you try to use them. You know, like depending on like certain things. I mean, like if you can hold them, like properly and stuff like that. But yeah. All right. So they're eating together. He's still training. What is it? Aw, a little chick. A brambling chick? It must have fallen from the nest. Yeah, that I've seen a lot. Like I've seen that a few times, and it's like one of the saddest things where like you're just walking, and this has happened to me. I want to say about 2 or 3 times in like my entire life, where like I've seen like a newly hatched like bird just be like on the floor, and I'm like, ugh. And it's like devastating because you're like, jeez, like nature is so brutal. Like it's brutal, I'm just glad this brambling chick is alive. All right. Hey, no, we have to put it back. It'll die if we don't. Huh? It's very hard to raise a chick by hand. They almost never make it. Let's return it to its nest, to its mother. Okay? Aw. 3 seconds. It all gets decided in 3 seconds. You've got to identify the enemy and pull the trigger. If you hesitate or screw up even for an instant, you'll be the one shot and killed. Boom. And what kind of scores did he leave the program with after 5 months? Full points for technique. He got his body in shape and his focus was exemplary. But whether or not he can shoot someone is a separate issue. There's no way to know if he can actually use a gun until the first time he's faced with shooting someone. That's that like that's how like Chekhov's gun like type stuff, right? Where it's like you meant like you mentioned a particular thing like an object or like it might not be that. I mean, it may be like Chekhov's gun is kind of also like foreshadowing a bit, but it's like much more subtle. I will say, I don't know. I gotta think about it. I want to say this is probably just foreshadowing. I want to say it's Chekhov's gun, because there wasn't like an actual object or anything like that. But this would be interesting. So we know this is something to expect. Like this is like pretty typical like foreshadowing. All right. I see. What's your prediction? Well, never mind. Do you know where he is now? I need to know. Whew. Thank you for everything these past 5 months. Here is the rest of what I owe you for my training. I made you some more nikujaga. Once again, thank you. Yo, he's still trying to use some chopsticks. Bruh. It's just he's using too much force. That's the thing, right? That's the one thing, like when you don't know how to use chopsticks at all, most people that don't, at any rate. Like I don't like using them because like I don't use them often. So like I would have to kind of like relearn it as I'm eating a bit. And I always end up getting it, but I'm not like an expert by any means. But I think the one thing like for me, like when I like had to figure it out, I would always like try to hold whatever it is that I was picking up too hard. Like I put too much pressure on it, and then it would slip out of the chopstick's hand, and then the chopsticks would like cross over. So a lot of it is just like being like very like you need to have sort of like a deft hand, and it's not about like force. Like if you like if you do it like he's doing it, it's probably using too much force, and it's just slipping through. All right. Oh, the girl laughed. Yo. Aww. That's really nice. Good. You're laughing? Yeah. You know why? Because Dr. Ten was a nice person, and he treated her with respect, and he treated her nicely, and he taught her things. All right? And you were just like kind of a dude that killed her mom. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's why she's laughing now. But she wasn't laughing before because you were a jerk. All right? Not only were you a jerk, you were a jerk to murder her mom. So, okay. Well, you know where he is, don't you? I can't say. Fine. That would be all. Oh boy. Oh wow. I was not expecting that ending at all. I was expecting her to be like, I was legit. That's the end of the first volume, y'all. I'm not gonna lie to you. What's so interesting is that like there's just like so many like I don't know why there's so many like black pages in this volume. It's weird. I'm not sure what that's about. At any rate, I think what's interesting to me is there are a few things. So that's the end of this first volume, y'all. This is a really good first volume. I think like and this is like a deluxe edition, so I mean I think like usually like if you had a first volume this would be like cut in half. Like it'd be like 1 to like 8. 1 to 8 and then like 9 to 16 or something like that. You know what I mean? Like I like because this is like massive. Like most volumes don't have that many in them. So I kind of just like in a sense I read like 2 volumes, in 3 streams. But I think one thing I was not expecting that ending. That ending was very interesting. Like that she could like sort of that Dr. Tenma like clearly left an impression on the girl, and sort of allowed her to open up again and to give the guy who shot her mom a chance. You know what I mean? Like, and I think what's interesting is that like at some level there's an understanding that she has of like war and like what war sort of forces people to do and the situations that sort of arise as a result of that. And it clearly took a long time for her to deal with that, right? Like a long time. Like it wasn't just like, oh well, we read a few chapters and now she's over her trauma and like that's how it is. No. Right? It's like this is like clearly like something that's been like happening over a long period of time. And Dr. Tenma was sort of like kind of like the final, not the final push, but it's like the push that she needed to kind of open up again and to sort of be able to sort of be empathetic in a particular way, to sort of understand where he was sort of coming from. It's all right. I'm gonna be talking about it for a little bit. So for me, that ending was nice because I think when you're reading this first volume, you just kind of expect that like things are just gonna kind of like end badly. You're just like, oh, this first volume is gonna end badly. It's what it is. Someone's gonna die, and then you're gonna be like, I need the second volume. What's gonna happen? But it ended on a really nice note. I think that's very surprising, considering the tone and the mood of everything that sort of goes on within Monster. Like I was like, oh, she gonna kill the dude, and then the manga's gonna end that way. But it didn't. I like that. I like that it didn't end that way because I was very pleasantly surprised. I wasn't expecting that she would be able to sort of like, deal with that or get over it. But it might also be just like a little red herring. I don't know. Maybe she might kill him later on. I don't know. I don't think so though. I think that'd be like a lot. I think like we're just, this is just where Urasawa was going to sort of like leave that in a sense. and just kind of let them develop and deal with both of their traumas and and move forward and grow in that way and heal. So I really like the ending. There were so many things about this volume that I really liked. I think chapters 11 to 16 really bring just like everything together in a way that that's just quality. You know what I mean? Like when I read chapters 1 to 5, I thought it was cool. I think like the setup was very good. The mood and tone are very. It was like fast. It was like, oh, this is a very interesting twist. Like the twist was good. You met certain characters. You kind of got an idea of what sort of story Urasawa was trying to tell from those first 5 chapters. Who these characters are, sort of like what Urasawa was trying to do in terms of talking about morality and ethics and what that means within different situations, and how you can't sort of like paint like morality over sort of like the same sort of like you can't like deal with moral sort of like conundrums and ethical conundrums the same way for every situation, right? And he's sort of trying to deal with that with like what should Dr. Tama do as a doctor? What should he do as someone who is chasing a murderer? You know what I mean? And I'm not sure how to categorize Johann Liebert. I don't know. I'm not gonna like medically diagnose him. I'm just not gonna do that. I'm trying not to do that with like literary characters if I can help it. But it's like, he's dealing with all these different things, and it's very interesting, right? And like then we see all these different characters and the decisions that they make, and we're not necessarily gonna say like, oh, like this particular character is like trash, like holy trash, and like throw them in the garbage bin. But it's like, what can these characters do to sort of like deal with and maybe rectify the situations that they're sort of in, right? And will those characters get the chance to do that, or will they end up dead at a certain point and then it is what it is? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Sort of like the journalist. It was like he was like, oh man, I'm gonna talk to my wife. I'm gonna stop smoking. I'm gonna try, and then he ended up dead. Looked like he got his throat slit. You know what I mean? So it's like that's hard. That's rough. And that's sort of the thing, right? Where it's like you gotta do things, right? You gotta do things, when you got the chance. But it's interesting because at the same, but at the same time, it's like it's not that simple. You know what I mean? It's like it's not his fault, right? That he that he ended up dead. You know what I mean? He didn't do anything. That wasn't his fault. You know what I mean? So it's interesting to sort of think about it from different perspectives and to know just what sort of like the right, like to know like is there a right answer in those times in when we're talking about those instances and those interactions with people and that sort of thing. And I'll say this, I think these last few chapters, like 11 to 16, the pace really picked up. And I really like that. Like, the pace really picked up. I could feel it when I was reacting. I was like, oh, what's going on? Like, even as I started reacting, I was like reading a little bit faster, turning the pages, turning the pages a little bit, like more intently. That's when you know, like, a writer is sort of like purposefully doing that, because in chapters 1 to 10, I feel like the pacing isn't sort of like that. Like the pacing isn't like, you know what I mean? So I love that. Like I think like the pacing like really sort of picked up, and that was sort of like perfect, because I think, when you're reading this volume, the volume sort of like lulls you into a sort of state where you're like, okay, we're gonna take some time with certain characters, sort of like what you're saying, Smokey, right? Where like you think that with the journalist, you're going to spend a lot of time with the journalist, that he's going to be a recurring character, like you said, and then you're just like, oh, and then he's dead. Then he's dead. I was surprised at that too. I was like, damn. I knew the parents were going to die, but I didn't think that the journalist was going to die too. But then once you saw that the lines were cut, you were like, oh, he dead. He dead. He gonna be dead. All right. Because he's not like a cop. He's not like someone who's like well trained or anything like that. He's a smoker. He's out of shape. He doesn't shower. It's like he ain't gonna do much. All right. So it's like damn. Sorry, my cats are like running around and playing. One of my cats has a very puffy tail at the moment. Oh, she's like puffed up. Woo! She is puffed up, yo. Mina, you puffed up? What are you doing, Mina? What are you doing? And Aoife's puffed up too. Shh. What's good? They are running. All right. Anyways, but it's like, yeah, like that. Like I think the manga does that. It lulls you into that sort of like into that false sort of sense of like security, right? Where it's like, hey, what's gonna happen? You know what I mean? Where you're thinking, right? Where you're thinking like, oh my goodness, my cats are running. Shh, relax, boobas. Right? Where you like it lulls you into a false sort of state of like, okay, hey, enough. Okay. Right? Lulls you into a false state of like, okay, things are gonna move at this sort of pace for a while. And then the pace picks up and the lines are cut. And you just start to see all these individuals that are clearly working for Johan, or he's just like sort of controlling them in particular ways. And I think like for me, one thing I think that's very clear is like already I can kind of see where the creator of Psychopaths sort of had like Makishima, like to me is clearly based off of this character. You know what I mean? And to me it's like, but I think the difference is that like with Libra, I think certain things aren't particularly predictable, and I think with Makishima, like a lot of things in that series are very predictable. And part of that isn't necessarily because of like the way sort of Makishima is, but because of like the series itself. It's not necessarily like, you know, that's Makishima's fault. You know, I don't necessarily like him as a character, per se, but I think like it's very clear that he's based off of this character. You know, and like and other, you know, serial killers, you know, that act in similar ways, right? But I love that the volume like sort of like says like the first half is like we're gonna lull you into it, we're gonna like sort of tell you a bit of what you need to know, and then boom, 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 and then it slows down again, and you think things are, and then you're like, whoa, what's he back? Like he's like back at the hospital and he's doing surgery again, and I'm like, how? Like if that was me and I was dealing with all those experiences, there is like, yo, like Dr. Tema is that dude, man, to be able to like do all that he was doing, and then it'd be like, all right, all these folks are dead. I'm going back to the hospital, and I'm gonna do like amazing surgery again. Like, yo, genius, like genius level, savant level, like skills to be able to go back and do that. Wow. All right. I think what's really great though is the way that Temba is just sort of like, right, like he's not ridiculous. He's like, I need to train, right? He's like, I can't. I tried to do this the first time without any real skills, and look what happened. All these folks died, right? So what's interesting is also is that, right, again, like there are certain motivations for why he decided to sort of go and do what he was going to do again, right? He wasn't like, I'm resigning because, you know, I need to go deal with this right now, and like I've never forgotten it, and that's what I'm doing. But he resigned because he was like, I don't really have much of a choice, right? Because he knew at some point they were going to be coming for him, right? He was like, they're going to come for me. I'm just going to resign, you know, before they just like, you know, tarnish my name and all that, and do whatever, and just leave, you know, before they can catch me. So he did that, or he did that with the quickness, and then he started training. He was like, oh, I gotta train, man. If I'm gonna face this dude, I gotta be ready. I can't lose to some gardener. I can't be losing to gardeners with little clippers. All right, can't be doing that. So, yo, all right. He's like, Nina trained. I got trained too. So I really appreciate that he sort of like that he's sort of preparing, and I also appreciate that it's like he struggles with like guns, you know, which makes a lot of sense. I think a lot of people I do not like guns. They're very loud. They are, you know, I have feelings about guns. I don't like them. And I think, you know, the only time I've ever like seen a gun and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool, was like Gundam. That's about it. Like a Gundam thing. Like that's it. Outside of that, I'm like, I'm not really trying to see no guns. Oh, also, Hitman Reborn, but it's kind of different because it's like some weird laser and nobody ever really dies, and it's like, you know, it's like toys. But I think when it comes to Tenma, his character is great. Liebert's a great character, but I feel like I need more. Like I understand what Otasato's sort of setting up with him, but I think we definitely need way more of Johann Liebert to sort of like have a really good a sense of who he is as a character, what are his motivations, if he has any at all, that sort of thing. What he's going to be like, what are his plans going to look like? How is he going to orchestrate them? That sort of thing. Are they going to become more complex in nature as the story goes along? If so, what's that going to look like? How cool is that going to be? I'm really looking forward to that. That's going to be dope. All right, so those are the kind of things that I'm really invested in. I also want to know like what's going on with Anna, what's up with her, what's Johann's obsession with her? Is it sort of like that sort of like prolonging of terror, all right? And that he's sort of like and that he's invested in, if that's one of his motivations, just like prolonging terror for certain people that he feels like like sort of like an individual that's like, I'm just gonna keep you alive because you entertain me, that sort of thing, and your suffering entertains me, your terror entertains me, that sort of thing. So I'm interested. All right, but yeah, Otar loves a good mystery. He loves a good mystery. His other mysteries are really good. 20th Century Boys, very good. All right. Although I feel like that's probably that. I feel like the only and Pluto, right? Like Pluto was really good. Those are the only two that I've read from Urasato, besides this so far. Like I've read 20th Century Boys and I've read Pluto. I want to read some other stuff too, like Master Keaton, like Mr. Keaton, like is it Mr. Keaton or Master Keaton? I can't remember. And Billy Bat, like stuff like that. I want to read those and see if they're any good. So yeah, I think like he's like Urasato is very good at that. In terms of like the art, I think the art is always on point. Like he's just so good at drawing like characters and really making you feel something when you see their reactions. That to me is something that like that's a sign of like a good mangaka and like a good artist. Period. Right? Like it's like Oda's very good at that. He's very good at like drawing like reactions and facial expressions and makes you sort of react in particular ways with those facial expressions. And I feel like Urasato is also really good at that. He's very good at sort of like drawing characters that are clearly like morally sort of like disgusting in particular ways, or are willing to do morally disgusting things. And it's very clear which characters are willing to do those morally disgusting things and which ones probably won't within the story. But maybe they could, but we don't know. You know what I mean? Like Eva's like a character that's like that, right? Like Tenma's like X, like Dr. Tenma's X, right? Like someone who just is trash, very much so willing to just go to great lengths to just like be like a piece of garbage, all right? Very selfish, all right? It's very clear in her facial expressions, in her face. Like she just looks like a person who's like that, all right? Her father had a face like that. Urasato is very good at drawing like older men who have this very particular face where you're just like, oh, this person's a jerk. They're a piece of garbage. Get them out of here. You know what I mean? You just react very quickly. And it's not just that, right? It's not just those particular like facial expressions, but like especially the ones that just like are like dead. Like there's like a mask. There's almost like a mask that they sort of put on, almost like they're not thinking at all. That they're like puppets, right? There's like a face that's just like very sort of like puppets. Like there's like nothing is going on necessarily, or they're characters that want you, or like either Urasato's doing that in certain instances, like with the gardener, right? With the gardener, in that particular instance, I think what's happening there is like he's sort of saying, okay, here is a character like when he has that sort of dead stare and those dead eyes, he's sort of saying, here's a character that that is thinking, that clearly has like motivations and that sort of thing, right? He's like, I need money. This person told me to do something. I'm getting that money, right? But the dead eyes there, right? It's like there's a lack of thought process behind. There's a lack of like a nuanced thought process, right? And those dead eyes sort of like represent that lack of nuance. He's just like, I'm just trying to get that money. So that's why his eyes are just like, he just got that dead stare. He's like, I'm just doing this, is what I'm doing. And then when he realizes that, oh, things have gotten complicated, then all of a sudden his facial expression changes, and it's not the dead stare anymore, but it's like panic, right? He's clearly panicking. So that's the kind of thing that I really like. But at the same time, Urasawa sort of like mixes in particular expressions. It's not just that he's panicking, but you can see that like the dead stare is kind of still there a little bit. There's still this sort of like lack of nuance, the lack of complexity in his thought processes, right? He's just sort of panicking. It's like a very basic sort of panic, all right? Where he's not thinking too much ahead, and he's not thinking too much of like what could happen and what the issues are and that sort of thing. He's just panicking, right? Because like, I'm not gonna get my money, right? It's very basic. So again, Urasawa is very good at mixing in those things, mixing in those expressions, right? Of sort of like panic, but also sort of like a dead stare to sort of represent what's going on in the character and how he's thinking and how he's acting. I think that's like, it's really good. And it takes a really good artist to pull that off and to do that like in a very concrete sort of nuanced way. And Urasawa is great at that. It's great at that, right? And that's just like one example. The one like with the cops, there were bits like, right, when it comes to expressions, even like even like having like not just like a sort of like dead stare expression, but just like a lack of like, right, when you see a character like shaded and like they're shady, right? Like he literally put them in black, like he just like put them like, he just like, took away all the expression, all the color, whatever, just like an absence of color, because it's like they're shady. All right, we know this. Once you saw that panel, you were like, oh, these cops are dirty, or something's off with them. You don't know what it is, but you know that something's off. All right, so I really want to watch Monster after I'm done reading it. I want to sort of go through it and see how it's adapted, just because I want to react to the manga without having seen anything. You know what I mean? Like I've never watched a scene of Monster. I haven't seen it. So I'm coming to this like fresh. I don't know anything. All right. One thing I will say is, and so to sort of get back to the sort of expressions and stuff, like the cops, right? They have those dead expressions. And again, Urasawa is doing something there where he's trying to represent a particular thought process, motivations, those sort of things. He's trying to sort of show you that in a particular way, right? And what's great about that is like, whenever you do see those dead eyes, that dead stare, it generally means that something is not particularly complicated in these character motivations and why they're doing what they're doing. But it doesn't mean that there's no thought process at all or anything like that. It's just very basic. It's not nuanced at all. It's not complex or whatever. And when there's a shift in those facial expressions, then that means that something has changed. Something has changed in their motivation. Something has changed in their thought processes. Things have become more intense, but not necessarily more nuanced, right? As in the case sort of with the gardener, right? When it came to the cops, their facial expression sort of changed, right? Because they were like, uh-oh, Tenma's realized something. And it was more like, again, panic, like, okay, we got to do something about this now. But it's not particularly, nuanced or anything like that, right? So stuff like that I think is very good on Urasawa's part. And there are always characters, right? Like the little girl. The little girl does not look suspect. I wouldn't say she didn't look suspect at all. But I do think that again, Urasawa is very good at sort of like saying like, okay, you might not be able to see, like, if the expression sort of changes the same is the same for a certain bit, and it's not necessarily a dead stare, but it's just like a very general expression, then there might be something wrong there, right? Where like the character is masking whatever it is that they're feeling through like a very general sort of expression. And that's what that girl is doing there. And she's dealing with a lot, clearly, after we learn about her story and everything like that, and what happened to her and her mom. So again, expressions are really important. The art is great quality. And let me see, what did you say, Smokey? You said the scene in the anime where Anna's being told to stay where she is by the guy. Yeah, I really like. I figure it probably was very well done, right? Because it's like there's very like a doll like walk that makes total sense, because it's like he's a puppet. He's being used, right? He's a tool. He's literally a tool, and And the fact that he's like holding a tool, like a cutter, that's like again like another like artistic sort of like aesthetic metaphor that's like that Urasada is sort of inserting. And the fact that he has that sort of panel that is made bigger, right, where he's like just like snipping, and you're like, okay, he's snipping, and then we kind of zoom in on what he's using to snip, and that's something, right, where it's like that's almost like right, right where we see that Urasada is not only sort of just saying like, hey, this object is going to be sort of important as the scene sort of moves forward, and as the scene moves forward, but or as the story moves forward, but it also represents something else. It's also like it's doing double work, right? It's doing literal work and figurative work. All right. So I really like that. I love it like when a manga does that and puts it all together, and it's just it's good, good. All right. And you're not sitting there like questioning whether that was done, for whatever reason or not. It's like it's very clear that was done for a particular reason. Like you don't just like make a panel bigger and like draw a flower cutter in there just to draw a flower cutter, right? Like that, no. All right. So yes, Urasada's doing great work. All right. There are other things that I could talk about. I think one thing that I really also like was, again, there were things that I just could not predict. I didn't predict that Dr. Tenma would go back to his job. Like he went back to his job. I'm still like, bruh, you went back to your job. Like you went back to your job. Like you were chasing this dude for dumb long, and then you were like, all right, I'm done being detective now. I'm done being drunk Sherlock Holmes. I'm gonna go and go back to doing like incredible genius surgery. Like what? I'm still stunned by that. I did not predict that. And I think it's great. I think like that's the kind of writer that I like to see, where I'm like, that's an interesting choice. I wonder why I did that. And it allows me to sort of think about, who Tenma is as a character, as someone who was able to do that, who was able to sort of like, work through all of that, and still say, I'm gonna help people, and for that decision to sort of, help him in the long run, right? When he said, all right, I gotta get out of here because the feds are coming, they're coming after me, they're gonna get me. All right, 5-0 coming, Popo coming, they're gonna get me. So he was like, all right, I gotta get out of here. I loved it. All right. But, excuse me, I had some tea. My throat is very dry, y'all. Oh. I've been talking. All right. So, there's a lot more that I can say, but I want to just like take some time to, Anna. We gotta talk about Anna. I mean, I think what I like about Anna, is that Urasawa didn't do too much, right? He could have did so much with Anna and made her narrative way more complicated than it had to be, and he did not. And I'm very happy that he did not, because if he did, it would have just been too much. It would have like taken away from, the interaction between Tenma and Anna and what was sort of going on and what kind of needed to happen, right? Where it's like where we got enough to sort of get an idea of like who Anna is as a person, the fact that she started remembering things, right? And that she's gone. She went somewhere. We don't know where she is. We don't know if Johann Liebert. We don't know if Johann took her. We don't know if she just dipped. We have no idea. All right. I don't know. Right. I mean, y'all know, but I don't know. Don't tell me. Okay. But it's very like I like that. I like that. It's like, all right. Dr. Tenma was like, I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do now. But and what I also like is like they didn't have nearly enough time to be like sort of like build a rapport, to trust each other. For Anna to be like, all right, I'm gonna trust you. I'm gonna stick with you, and I'm gonna figure things out and do certain things, right? It was like, all right, cut short. Now we're on to something else. So it's very interesting. What I hope is that we don't necessarily come back to Anna, but we sort of cut to someone else, and see what's sort of going on there with them and their narrative, and sort of what's going to go on with like Johan, and that other individual that he might be in the next individual that he might be invested in. But I don't know. Maybe if if we see what's going on with Anna, that'd be fine too. I wouldn't be upset about that. All right. I gotta get out of here. I will say, very, very nice stuff. Very, very nice. Very nice. All right. I gotta go. But it was really good. It's really good. All right. Very good. All right. I'm gonna go. This was a great, great read. I'm very happy I got back to Monster. I'm gonna try to make it weekly. I'm gonna try to do one of these streams, week. Where basically I'm gonna go through volume. We're gonna start with volume 2 next. Maybe like sometime this weekend. We're gonna start with volume 2. I'm definitely gonna have time this weekend to do that. So we'll start with that, and we'll probably get through another 5 chapters. We'll get through like 5 chapters. I'm gonna see how many chapters are in volume 2, and I'm gonna see how I'm gonna cut the streams. Whether I'm gonna do 2 streams or 2 streams for each volume, or 3 streams for each volume. I'll see. I'll figure it out. Something tells me I'll end up probably doing 3 just to kind of be on the safe side, but I don't know. Maybe I'll do 2 just to do 2. But we'll see. I might just do 2 and like cut it in half. But like that's a lot. Like 8 chapters. Oof. Because these are long chapters, so I don't know. That's like a volume of stream. I don't know if I can do that. So I might make it like instead of 5, like 6. I might make it like 6 chapters a stream, and then do it that way. All right. Let me get out of here. Thank y'all for coming through. Shout out to Havoc and Smokey for coming through. Shout out to everybody for coming through in the chat. And shout out for those of you that were watching from home and came through to watch me live react to Monster. Part 3 of the Monster Read-A-Thon is here. It's dope. And part 4 is probably going to be sometime this weekend. All right. I'm looking forward to getting back to all the other sort of manga that I started. So we're going to get back to Yona. We're going to get back to, A Bride Story. We're going to get back to, Oku. We're going to get back to all these like sort of like texts that I really like and that I want to get back to and I want to read. Because again, one of the reasons why I really started this channel was to read texts that were just kind of like different from what people were reacting to. And I want to really get back to that because I kind of feel like I lost that along the way. And I want to get back to that. Alita is still there. I'm still, going strong with Alita, but can't just be Alita. Alita can't, survive on its own. I want to get back to Basada. So we're going to get back to a lot of texts this week. We're going to get back to them. And I want to say tomorrow, most likely, we'll do some weekly Shonen Jump. Just to have that, just to like catch up on the chapters that I missed. But we're also going to get some Yona in. So I think tomorrow we're going to get some Yona in. All right? So Yona of the Dawn, y'all. Yo, we're coming back with that Yona greatness. Shout out to Shuganma. All right? Yo, Corona, man. That Rona, yo. Y'all know that Rona. All right? That Rona out here is rough. Like it's rough. All right? But thank God for coming through, yo. All right, to part 3 of the Monster Read-A-Thon. We back. All right? I'm going to try to set up a schedule for this week, and I'm going to try to stick to it. I'm going to really try to stick to the schedule this week. I'm going to be like, all right, at this time, I'm going to be doing this stream, and I'm going to cover this many chapters, and that's that. All right? And so today, I'm going to come up with like a stream schedule for myself for, at the very least, for tomorrow. All right? So I'm going to do that now, and then go to bed. All right? Thank y'all for coming through, y'all. I'm the Black Manga Critic, and I'm out. Yeah, I gotta get out of here.